Guys, welcome back to a new episode.
In today's episode, it's a little bit of a different one for you guys. It is a story time. So sit down because we're going to have a ramble, relax, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack because it might be a long one. That's mine.
You said grab a drink.
No, not my drink.
Ah, bugger.
So you might also be able to hear Miss Ginger. She's currently just underneath the camera chewing on a rabbit ear.
She loves them.
Yeah, so this in fact is about her, so it's quite fitting that you can probably hear her.
Yeah. It's not a good story, but it is in a way in the end.
Yeah. There's definitely a silver lining to everything. And yeah, in the end it's a good thing, but at the moment it wasn't.
No, it definitely wasn't, no.
Anyways, let's get into it. So let's go all the way back to Eden.
Yeah.
So you guys would have seen that starting off 2 weeks ago. So part 1 and 2 was 2 weeks ago. And last week was part 2. So you might be thinking last episode at Eden ended just at the lake. That was it. There was nothing else to say. We didn't show you too much about us walking around there. And there was a total huge reason behind that.
Yeah, so that was Lake Corallo boardwalk.
Yeah, so that was a 6k walk, as we told you guys, and when we were on the boardwalk, Ginger was attacked. So long story short, this dog launched at her. Both Ginger and the other dog was on a lead. However, the lead that the other dog was on was realistically just a piece of rope. And
it wasn't good.
And it wasn't till we realised looking back that we probably could have seen it coming, but we didn't expect it.
We didn't. No, definitely not.
This dog was jumping up and down, walking towards us, like super duper excited. At first we thought, oh, he's excited to play. Yeah, because Ginger, you know, she's very playful as well, so we, you know, expected that they might want to have a little play. But no, we made her sit, because we always make her sit if another dog is walking past us in a small space, and let them pass us. So we did that, and as it was passing us, it just launched on her.
Launched onto her bum.
So her whole side and rear were all like, she's trying to get past now. She's like, how
just
do I get through?
Sit down.
Sit down, you got your bed.
You're in your bed.
Sit down, my girl.
You're right.
Yeah, you want your ball? You want your ball?
Look at that.
Ah, yes.
Get it.
Get it. Good girl. So yeah, next minute we knew it was attacking her, biting her, whatever you want to call it.
Pretty much, it just launched on and just grabbed her, wouldn't let go.
It
felt like ages.
Yeah, it felt like it was forever. It probably was only a couple of seconds, but it did feel like it was going on for what, an eternity. And both Aaron and I have never experienced anything like that ever in our lives with an aggressive dog, or anything like where a dog's been attacked. So we didn't really know what to do. Obviously our first point of call was get this dog off our dog. So we were trying everything. At first my instinct was, do I just kick this dog in the ribs, because I had the ability to if I wanted to, because Aaron was holding Ginger by the lead. And I was like, no, I can't kick it. Like I was all thinking so fast. I was like, do I kick it? No, I don't, because if I kick it, it might turn on me and then I'm going to get attacked as well. And then we'll be in a worse off situation. I just kind of tried to get this dog's head off by whacking its head. And the owner was also whacking its head.
The owner was hitting its head and
And then Aaron was trying to like pull the lead to get her away. So that was all happening in a matter of seconds. And then it just pulled off its lead when we finally got it off her and did the bolt. Did the bolt. And the owner did the bolt with it.
And that was pretty much
long story short, that was it. So
never heard another word from the owner. Didn't know where they lived or anything.
And then we did pass him again later when we went the other way to try to get away from the situation. He said, oh, she all right? We're like, yeah, she seems okay. And then he's like, all right, sorry, and bolted again.
Yeah.
That was it. absolutely mortified that situation even happened and having to tell you guys.
Yeah.
Like, as if this year hasn't been bad enough.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad year.
Yeah. So, in the silver lining is we were lucky that she got her rump bitten and not her neck.
Yeah. Also, a bad part was it was a long weekend on the Sunday or Monday?
It was the Sunday.
Yeah. So, no vets open.
Yeah.
We did manage to call the vet to speak to him. So.
Yeah, so we had a telehealth appointment with a vet, and this was all we could do because it was a long weekend and we were in a regional area. And Eden, I don't know if you guys have all been there, you would know, but if not, it is quite remote. So there's the beach there, and then you've got to basically drive into Victoria. Would be closer than probably driving up, I feel.
You could go Merimbula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Merimbula, but again, it's still a little coastal town. If you want like a vet hospital, I feel like.
Yeah.
Canberra.
Probably Canberra.
Yeah.
Oh, Victoria, I don't know.
Yeah, well, regardless, it's still quite... It's like a little coastal town. There's not much there. Anyways, long story short, it was a long weekend. So, I don't know why I'm saying long story short, because it's a long story.
It's a long story, yeah.
But yeah, so we didn't have many options, but I Googled at the time. I was like, Eden Vet Hospital, like Googling all this.
Eden Vet, whatever
I could find. And I rang this number that come up, and it said, you know, there's a consultation fee if you proceed. And we're like, whatever, like we obviously don't care, we just need to get this sorted. And also pausing this story, we were only like 1k into the 6k walk and the dog had bolted towards our car. So we couldn't turn around and just go. We had to keep going the other direction and finish the walk.
Yeah.
So we were going back to the story. We were calling this vet and we were telling her about what had happened, and this vet had said to us it is very common. Dogs are getting attacked all the time now. A lot of owners don't care and are very, very irresponsible, to say the least. So she suggested that we send her through a couple of photos and we described what had happened and the wounds and all of that. And she was satisfied that she didn't need immediate care, so we could just manage it at home. And kind of ride it out to see what had happened until the shops reopened on Tuesday. Yeah. So we did that, and we just monitored her, kept it clean, salty water wash, betadine,
Betadine, antiseptic spray.
Yep, and just putting towels down over everything that she touched or laid on like the bed so we could make sure she didn't bleed everywhere. She seemed okay, like she didn't...
She was her normal self. She was still wanting to play, eat, drink.
Yeah.
She was fine.
So we were like, okay, well, we'll just monitor it. The vet on the phone said, worst case scenario, we can get a vet to come out to you, but it's a $400 fee if they come out, plus whatever they do. Yeah. And she goes, I don't recommend that for you guys. And we're like, at this point, we're like, we'll just pay it. We'll pay the $400. We'll get them out. And then she's like, I don't think you should. Like, she kept saying to us, don't do it. Don't do it. She's not in that, danger. If it changes, we can do that. You can call us back. We can go again.
You can call us at 2 a.m. It doesn't matter.
So she kind of like reassured us that it was okay, and we didn't need to pay that kind of ridiculous money. So anyways, in that circumstance, we're like, well, let's just go make our way to Canberra. We'd already kind of planned to go there anyway, as a stopover to where we wanted to go next, and we knew that they would have a good hospital, so a vet hospital. So we decided just to go there, but it took us a few days to get there because of our location, and we didn't want to do big stints with her in the car. No. So she couldn't jump very well in and out of the car, and we were worried to leave her in the car for long stints. So again, we were just monitoring it, keeping an eye on it, sending photos to that telephone vet, and riding out the long weekend basically. So after that all happened and we hung up with the vet, and she said it's all good, just keep getting to your car, go home, wash it out. We had to cross an inlet because we couldn't turn around still, we were too nervous. The inlet was waist deep. Probably. And would have loved to film that for you guys if it wasn't such a panic.
It would have been good content.
But it was a panic, and the other side of the inlet was an off-leash dog beach.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what was going through our heads at this time. We can laugh about it now, but at the time
we were not laughing.
We had so much anxiety, and we were so nervous because we crossed this inlet. Ginger's living her best life.
She was loving it. She was swimming in the salt water, which would have been good for the car.
It would have been good for it.
Would have cleaned it out.
And we're like, don't put your butt in the sand. Like, trying to keep it just water.
Yeah.
And she was loving it. She was swimming, and then she wanted to go play with the dogs on the beach. And I'm like, stay away from these dogs. Like, we're screaming at her. Yeah. And then we finally get up to the top off the beach, and it's a random car park that we thought we'd parked in, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So then we had to hike like another K with no shoes on, wet clothes, carrying all our camera gear, trying to get back to our car and find where the heck we had parked it.
Yeah. And hoping that dog was nowhere to be seen. Because
at this point we knew that that dog had done the bolt. The owner didn't give a crap, or didn't mind where it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just kind of like were just crossing our fingers and hoping that we never saw that dog.
Yep.
Or any other dogs off lead that were going to come and attack her. Yeah, so we made our way back to the car finally, got her in, drove like the 15-20 minutes home.
Yeah.
And washed it out when we got back.
Salty water, yeah.
Yeah. And sprayed it with some antiseptic, and then she just rested for the rest of the day. Kept an eye on it. She seemed okay. She had her dinner, she had her water like she went to the bathroom. Yeah, she actually seemed okay, and we were like, oh well,
it's looking good so far.
Looking good. Like we're positive this is a good outcome, kind of thing. It might not have even been that deep for all we can. Like we couldn't see.
Yeah, we couldn't see real good.
Yeah, because there's all hair there, obviously being a dog. And then the next day came. Hey, the Monday. The Monday was all good.
All good. Yeah, Tuesday I think was all good as well.
Yeah, Tuesday was good. We went to Breadbow. On our way to Canberra, so we made the move to Breadbow. Yeah. And then Tuesday afternoon I smelt something disgusting.
Yeah.
And if you know that smell, infection.
Yeah, it wasn't nice.
Yeah, all of a sudden, just like that, like it literally just, it went from...
Because we were smelling it every day. Every
cleaning it every few hours.
Checking every few hours, just making sure it didn't go black or no pussy colour coming out. Yeah,
because the vet said to monitor for like a yellow pus.
Yeah, and they did say it's going to be fine, we won't know until 4 or 5 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, she said if they do need to do anything, they won't know if it's going to be infected for a few days anyway. So they said don't feel guilty about not taking her to the doctor straight away because you can't anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, she just kind of reassured us a lot, which was good. And then we made, Breadbow afternoon. It was probably like an hour, I think, Breadbow to Canberra. It was about an hour. And it was in the Arvo, and I smelt it, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, then some pus came out. I remember.
Yeah.
So we cleaned that up, and Sophie called the vet straight away.
Yeah, I called the vet in Canberra, and I said, look, we're going tomorrow to Canberra. We're not from here, but we're travelling full time. Our dog was attacked, and I told her the whole circumstance, and she goes, that's definitely infected. Like, I can tell you right away over the phone without even looking at it. If you see that pus and it smells 100%, it's infected.
Yeah.
We need to get you in.
Yeah, and we were like, do we bring her now? And they said no.
They said no, tomorrow and now won't make a difference. Yeah. So again, we're like, all right, it's okay. We don't need to feel bad, because this whole time, like, we're like, do we feel guilty? Like, we feel guilty about this being a weekend, and we feel guilty about not just spending the money because it's our baby. Like, but yeah, everyone reassured us that it's okay.
Yeah.
And not to stress too much, because that's not helpful for her either.
No, definitely not. Try to be positive around her, they kept saying. So yeah. So
then we brought her in on Tuesday. I think it was about lunchtime, her appointment, we could get her in.
Yeah.
This vet was so good.
He was amazing.
Yeah, you guys won't be able to get in there, but she said to me, we don't normally take new clients, but due to the circumstances and that you're travelling, we'll take you guys, which was so good.
Yeah.
So Gungahlin Vet Hospital can say a huge thank you to them.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, if you are travelling and you do have an emergency, they are amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, took her in, Aaron went alone because I can't do guts and gore.
Yep.
You're right, Ginge, what are you doing? I think she needs to go to the bathroom.
Probably. Can you wait? You're pretty good at holding it, aren't you?
She only went 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, she didn't go longer. Yeah, so I took her in. What are you looking at?
You tell them the story.
Yeah, so I took him in, took Ginger in, pretty much went in straight away. And he had a look at it, took her temperature, checked her right over, saying she looks really good. The cut actually looked pretty good as well, but he said we'll take her out the back, we'll give her a shave so we can look properly, and to give her a needle of antibiotics, just a faster one. So they did that, and I was just waiting. Then he came out and said, look, we can put her on a course of antibiotics, or we can give her surgery.
Like we can do the antibiotics and ride the wave and see what
happens.
How
it goes. Yeah. Or we can just put her in the surgery, because she had all dead skin, which got infected, so...
And being crushed.
Being crushed, yeah. So they said, we can cut it out, clean it all up, put a drain in it to drain all the fluid.
Have a bit of plastic surgery.
Yep. So I just called Sophie and I said, I think we should just do the surgery because we're travelling. Let's just get it done, make sure she's okay. So Sophie agreed to that as well.
Yeah, we ended up just saying, look, we may as well do it because what's the point of riding another course that we've already rode for the last few days, being so on edge, like we weren't sleeping. I don't think we have slept properly since this has
even
happened.
Till now.
Yeah.
Where?
Still like, oh, is she alright? Because it has only just scabbed in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Really. So, you know, bleeding on stuff and making sure that she's not got pus there again.
Or licking it.
Or
trying to
pull
her
the
stitches out.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So even until now, like it's now, what's today's date? So it's the 26th of June and it happened 10 days ago yesterday.
Weekend.
Yeah, 10 days ago yesterday. So in almost a fortnight. And yeah, it's only just scabbed now in the last 24 hours. So that's what he said. What's the point of waiting around and riding a potential course? Because he said the human body and like dogs are the same. It's really good at repairing itself and anyways.
But he did say 99.9% of dog attacks get infected.
And he said with the crushed skin, it's just the dog bite strength is so hard. It just crushed it immediately. So we just said, yep, let's do it.
Get it done. Yep.
And then we'll go on the antibiotics anyway and just maintain it that way. So we did all that, $1,000 later, and that dog owner and the dog get away with that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Scot-free.
Scot-free.
So that's really good for them. And I hope that they feel bad, and I hope that that owner gets his karma. Yeah. Really. But main thing is Ginger's okay.
She's great now.
She's back to herself almost 100%. She's got a little bit more anxiety than she had prior.
Oh, definitely. Like I took her to the vet today for a checkup.
And get her stitches
out. This morning. I took her in there. She was shaking in the vet. She was so scared because there was other dogs in there. And she normally loves it. She loves the vet normally. But now she's scared, so...
Yeah, so if you see us out and about and you want to come say hi, still do so. But if you've got dogs, just maybe keep your distance a bit. For now, anyway.
For now,
Or send us a message and we're usually...
We can leave her in the van or whatever. Yeah, we can
come say hi.
Yeah.
But we still love to meet you guys. It's just at the moment it's a little bit tricky and... I think we're going to be a little bit quieter on YouTube.
I think so,
moving forward over the next few weeks.
Not doing as much, because we don't want to take her out around other dogs, really.
I don't know if she's got more PTSD or we do.
Maybe us.
I feel like, it's hard because of everything that just happened. And, you know, there's dogs everywhere you go.
So many.
I do want to touch on something, actually.
Yeah.
When we started our lap again, like you guys know, if you've been watching us, we had our break when everything happened with Mum. And then we took off again and we went down the south coast. We noticed something really, really prominent down there. Being dogs off lead, and 2, people not caring.
Yeah. dogs being off lead where they're not meant to be.
Yeah. So I'm not saying you can't take your dog to an off-leash beach and run it around. Like, I don't care. That's obviously fine. But I have touched on it also in a couple of weeks ago when we were at Chura Beach and Tathra and Chura Beach. So I think that was maybe 3 or 4 episodes ago.
Okay.
I touched on, there's dogs off lead here. It's so annoying. Like I was saying to you guys that was a little rant I was having. And then, a week later, Ginger got attacked. So I know that this dog was on a lead, makeshift lead, if you even want to call it that. But if you can't control your dogs, and if you can't, if they don't have good recall, and you don't know if they're a good dog, like if they're a new dog and you haven't trained them, or don't take them out to public places, especially on a long weekend.
Yeah. And that dog, it was just pulling the owner. He had no control. He couldn't stop it.
It was just on a bit of rope around its neck with a bit of rope pulling it. Like it had nothing. Like So just really wanted to emphasize the whole dogs on lead thing, because even now when we're filming this, we are in Orange, so you guys have that to look forward to. But just being at this caravan park, how many dogs have we seen off lead? Yeah. Like
in the caravan park itself. Yeah.
And just letting you guys know, there's an off-leash dog park next door. Just there.
Ginger keeps barking at the dogs through the window.
Literally 100 metres from our van is an off-leash dog park.
Yep.
And there's dogs off-lead in the caravan park.
Yeah.
Like, I just get so frustrated.
Like, your dog might be great, but you don't know what other dogs are like.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just remember as well that at the end of the day, it's a dog. You never know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just think if you are travelling and you are at a caravan park, you are at a public space, put your dog on a lead. Just be responsible.
Yeah.
And it's a huge, huge thing, especially Bega Valley Shire. All of those parks down there were all on lead if dogs were allowed. There wasn't one space where we went to anyway. There might be, but where we went, there wasn't one space where dogs could be off lead. Unless it was an off-leash beach. But every park, every walk, every trail, like, we just kept seeing so many dogs off lead when it said in big writing, dogs on lead.
Yeah, they have so many signs up and all that. Like, even Eurobadella, where we used to live, they were so big on it. The rangers were really strict.
Yeah, because when we lived there, we had to register her and you had to do all the things, and the rangers we always would see at the beach. Yeah, so I don't know. I just get so frustrated. So I could talk about this all day, but I'm not going to, because it's a bit of a broken record, because I feel like I'm always saying it.
Yeah, people just, I don't know. People think their dogs are great, and they probably are, but you don't know what other dogs, like the dog that got Ginger,
And also touching on that, you might think your dog's great, but if you really actually cared about your dog, you wouldn't put it off lead, because you don't want to jeopardize its safety. Where it's not safe to do so. Off-leash dog park, great. Most dogs that will be in an off-leash dog park have recall. Know how to come back and do all those things and listen to their owners. Their owners often will take treats so that they have an incentive to come back to you. And that's a place of fun where you can play off lead and relax. So.
But not a park that says dogs on lead and it's next to a main road.
And not.
Because you don't know.
And like trails and all that kind of stuff. Like, so anyways, on that topic, that is a big thing for us. We are super strict, as you guys know. We don't go to so many places because it's not dog friendly. We don't try and sneak Ginger in. We don't take her off lead where she's not allowed.
It's for a reason.
It's there for their safety. It's not there to annoy people. And big fines do apply. Not only the safety of your dog, but the big fines, like over $1,000 fines per dog per incident.
Or baits. There's so many places that have baits. And that's like national parks. That's why you can't take dogs mainly. Like, the native animals and all that as well. But it's mainly baits. It's for their safety.
And I have read a lot of awful things lately about dogs eating baits. It actually makes me well up, because, you know, these people are trying so hard just to travel and have a good life for them and their dogs. and then, you know, birds take baits and drop them, and then you're not watching your dog and it's off lead running around in a place that's not safe to do so, and it eats a bait. 24 hours later it's dead, and there's literally nothing you can do.
No.
You can't stop a bait.
No.
Well, not that I'm aware of.
No, not that I don't think so.
And the story that I read, I'm not going to talk about it because it's actually so awful, but it was dead within a couple of hours. So, awful.
Yeah, not nice.
Yeah, so we are super grateful. Our silver lining is it was her bum.
Yeah.
And not her neck, because she would be dead. 100%. This dog was huge. It was a big American Staffy cross mastiff. It wanted to kill her. Yeah. It was a hunting kind of dog. It was not here for a good time.
And she wasn't barking at it or anything. She was just sitting there waiting.
And I know that if you've seen us out and about, she does bark sometimes.
She normally does.
Especially when we're at our house, our caravan. She will protect her van and not let anyone come near it. Yeah. But when we're out in a public space, she knows it's not her space. So she doesn't really bark at other dogs unless they come in her grill or they start it. Yeah. I'm not saying she's perfect because she's far from it.
She's far from it.
But we have tried our best to train her to be responsible as we can and listen to us with our recall and everything like that. Because you have to, especially when you have a big dog. Yep. So where I was going with that was just remember, be responsible. Your dog literally trusts you more than anything. You need to set your rules in place for its safety, and rules are there not to be broken because of stuff like this can happen, or it can eat a bait and die. So I kind of went off on a bit of a tangent there, but baits, leads, and safety. Yeah,
like we've ordered a new lead for her, a new harness, the Holty.
The Holty. I can link it below as well, so if they want to have a look, or I can put a picture on the screen, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Both.
Yeah, I haven't used it yet, but we just want to find something to control her the best we can.
Yeah, so Ginger had a dog trainer when she was a baby. When we first got her and we lived in a home, she had a dog trainer come, I think it was 2 or 3 times a week.
2 or 3 times a week, yeah.
Yeah, her name was Kelly. She was really good. And she recommended this to us back in the day. And
she also recommended what she's got now as well.
Check chain.
Check chain, yeah.
So she's got that on for now for when we go to walks, and her dog-friendly coat harness as well. But that has started to give her a bit of chafe.
Yeah, it's starting to wear. I don't think it's made for everyday use.
Yeah, it's definitely good, and it helps control her with bullying.
Sure does.
100%.
Yeah.
But everyday use, as much as we use it, I don't think it's made for it.
I don't know how we use it that many times a day.
Yeah. 90% of the day she's got it on. So no wonder she's getting chafe. Yeah. So we've got this Holty one coming. I've just been delivered to the post office in our next town. So yeah. And there's all these attachments you can put on it that go on their head, on their neck, on their chest. Like there's all these different bits so you can see what works for you. And it's actually used by I know in the UK it's used by the dog trainers. Okay. As well.
Yeah, no, it should be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And we've been looking into getting a muzzle for her as well, just in regards to baits. And she's been eating a lot off the ground lately, which she's getting better at not doing because we're training her. But eating a lot of poo, like when we go to hip camps and stuff, like sheep poo, duck poo. And we've been getting better at getting her not to eat stuff off the ground.
But you never know.
You never know. And also when we go to places like WA and up north.
Like Cape York or whatever.
And stuff, would love to have a muzzle for those kind of circumstances.
So many baits up there.
Yeah. So we're definitely learning a lot about people on this trip around Australia, and learning a lot about the lack of
care. Responsibility.
Lack of responsibility of people. Like that guy just ran off and said soz. Like, are you kidding? And we're left with $1,050 vet bill and an upset, anxiety-riddled dog. Yeah. Anyway,
Ginger's doing really well now. Got all the stitches out today, as we said. So it's starting to scab over.
Yeah, she's getting back to herself.
So yeah, we'll take it slow.
And we bought her a bed, like a little sleeping bag thing from Anaconda. Because we felt guilty for her the other day.
When she was in surgery, yeah.
We went shopping in Canberra just to kill some time because we were sitting there so anxious. Because the vet's like, oh yeah, she could die during this procedure. But it's quite common, but she could die, just letting you know. And I was like, what? What?
Nah, she was
literally fine, but yeah, we felt like so nervous, so we got her the sleeping bag and she hasn't left it alone.
No, she's loves
in it right now.
Yeah, it's in the van at the moment, but once we can have fires again, she'll be in and around the fire, hopefully. Yeah, so looking into the future for our YouTube, we're gonna still be posting once a week. We're just not going to be doing as much. We're probably not going to have a few fires for a while because it's just trying to keep her inside and keep her quiet. She was on bed rest for the first half of her after her surgery, so you guys will see that coming as well. So you'll see us just not doing too much there. And we also have been updating you guys in vlogs as we've been going a little bit about her and just keeping you guys in the loop. Already want to say thank you in advance though for all the kind messages, because we always get so many kind messages, especially with Miss Ginger. You guys love her, so yeah, thank you in advance for those ones, and we will see you probably next week. If you guys have any questions about anything or want to chat more, slide into our DMs or comment below. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe,
because it so helps us out. Especially we need the money after that.
Sure do.
Don't want to beg, but please. All right guys, we will see you next week.
Thanks guys, see ya.